Hi guys, it's Trish back again for another flow today. Today's focus is on digestion. So we're going to hit some poses that are going to get you doing some forward folds, some twisting actions. Those are the kinds of poses that actually help to increase some circulation in the intestines. And those are the things that are going to help us to massage those organs, increase elimination, or help to encourage elimination. Oftentimes when, say, for example, weight loss is a goal, we often focus on what's going in but not what's coming out, and that's just as important. So we're going to get started. What you're going to need today is a block. You can use a hardcover book if that's more accessible for you, and you'll need a yoga strap or maybe a belt or a towel. Okay? All right, so we're going to just stay in easy pose, which means just either crossing the legs if that's the most comfortable for you, or placing one leg in front of the other with just one shin in front of the other. So whatever feels best. Find a little length in your spine, okay? So just by kind of lifting up through the chest and broadening, feeling a sense of broadening through the collarbones, resting the hands on the knees and just relaxing the shoulders. Let's start off with just a few breaths. It may be helpful to close your eyes or you can leave them open. If they are open, just try to find a focus and just keep the eyes nice and soft. Just taking a moment to come into the practice and come away from whatever you might have already encountered in your day. You might be doing this first thing in the morning, which is nice, especially if we're doing some twisting poses. We do want to make sure that we have some space in the belly so that you're not full of food and other things that may inhibit these poses or cause you to not feel very good while doing them. We're going to start off by taking a twist. So again, just inhale to lengthen through the spine. Take your right hand behind you, take your left hand across, and on your exhale, take a little twist. And we're just looking in the direction of the right shoulder. So if you're unsure, I'm just your mirror image right now, so you can just go to the same direction that I'm moving in. If you're like me, sometimes you get a little confused when you're doing these things, when you're following a class with the right to left. So when in doubt, just follow the same direction that your teacher is providing. If you'd like to deepen the pose, take another inhale to lengthen, and then always on the exhales when you can go a little bit deeper if it feels useful for you. So I'm just using a little gentle pull of the knee or the outside or the bottom of the thigh just to give me a little bit of leverage to come around a little deeper. I'm broadening through the chest and shoulders. If you want to add a little neck stretch in, take a look down towards that right shoulder. And just maintaining the breath. Take an inhale as you unwind. Come back to the center. Sometimes it's nice to take a moment in between doing each side just to see how you feel. So I'll just take a breath here. And on the next inhale, feel that length again. Take my left hand behind me, right hand across. And again, taking a breath or two. As I'm breathing, I'm feeling that expansion in the rib cage. So again, that's very important to take your focus into where you're actually feeling the breath. And starting to take the focus into that area of the body as well. An inhale creates more length, and exhale deepens the twist. So what it's doing is the twist is actually just giving you kind of what you might hear as a squeeze and soak kind of effect of the organs. Also very good and very healthy for the spine. Add in the neck stretch here. And another breath in to unwind. We're just going to take a little lean forward. So go as far as feels comfortable. What I want to do is open my chest, or I want you to open your chest and feel like you're leading the way with the collarbones. So if it's just here, that's totally fine. Maybe that's all that you can reach for at this point. Maybe it's a little tight. You might find that your knees are lifted a little bit just because of the lack of openness in the hips. So you can use the blocks as a little support, just so that you're not feeling too much tension there. Now they can rest on a higher surface. So take the level that feels comfortable for you, and then you can lean forward. So there's lots of length in the spine. If you can come down to the forearms, feel free to take it there. And you can see the positioning of my head too. So I'm not lifting up to cause some strain in the neck. I'm actually just trying to keep a nice long line of the spine. So all the way from the neck down to my tailbone. I feel my shoulders moving back gently so they're not hunching forward. And again, just go to what feels good for you. So if it's you can come all the way down to drop the forehead down, then do so. If you want to use a block here, you can do the same thing. You can use height of the block that feels natural and comfortable, just to allow you to lean forward a little bit. Now in your practice, there are some things that we do naturally. I naturally, when I come into easy pose, come in with the right leg forward. So take your time and consciously think about where you need to make some changes. So sometimes maybe taking the left forward just to kind of bring some more evenness to the pose. So I'll just take a moment here to switch to the left. Notice the sensation. You may feel a little bit of stretch in the hip as well. And when you're in these forward folds, there's a tendency to feel a compression and wanting to maybe push the breath into the belly. So you're going to feel that, which is good, but also try to take your focus into the back. So into the back part of the rib cage. Feel an expansion there as you breathe as well. When you're ready, just slowly take a walk back. Feeling good to start. Okay, so let's come on to tabletop. Stacking wrists under elbows, or wrists under shoulders, and knees under hips. Drawing in, pulling the rib cage back, so you're feeling a little support around the belly. We're going to take the right hand, you're just going to put it to rest on the back of the skull. Feel a little push and support of pushing that left hand into your mat. And then we're going to allow the elbow, the right elbow, to drop down in the direction of the mat. On an inhale, I want you to open out to the right hand side. So I still feel my left shoulder pushing back. Still feel my left or my right elbow just hanging and kind of relaxing down. On my exhale, lower back to a more neutral position or a straighter spine. Inhale. And I just want you to move with the natural pace of your breath. So I'm taking deeper breaths. I'm not breathing quickly. And again, we're just increasing a little rotation and a little flexibility in that thoracic or that middle spine that can sometimes be neglected or get a little stiff. Keep in mind it should be more rigid than the other areas of the spine, the lumbar, where the hips are, and the cervical and the neck. But we do want to maintain a nice healthy flexibility there as well. And this will help with our twists. Take a release there, or take the hand down and switch to the other side. So I'm putting a little bit of weight now into my right hand. Left hand comes behind. Inhale. I'm breathing in and out through the nose. That ujjayi breath that you've learned from the other videos. And we'll just take 2 more here. And last one, inhale. Taking the hand down. Maybe the shoulders need a little bit of a break. Sit back for a brief child's pose. Take the hips back towards the heels. Drop the forehead down. We're just here for a short time. So on your next breath in, we're going to come on up. We're going to set up for downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, push the hips back, and lift them up. So you might have quite a bit of a bend in the knees, again, which is always fine, depending on your own personal flexibility in the hamstrings, so those muscles in the backs of the leg. Try to make sure that you're hiding your heels behind the toes, so we shouldn't be able to see them peeking inward or flaring outward. A nice gentle spreading through the toes, a little push through the hands so that my chest goes towards my thighs. I'm going to inhale, come forward into plank, pushing the floor away so I can spread through the upper back, drawing the waist in. On your exhale, push back again. Inhale, this time I want you to draw your right knee so it comes in towards the height of the right armpit. So pushing the floor away actively. Exhale. Inhale, left side. Take a breath in, look up in between the hands, bend a little deeper through the knees. You can hop if you feel warm enough and comfortable, but we're at the beginning of the practice, so I usually tend to just take a walk all the way up. Give myself a little time, be a little patient with the way that my body feels. And forward fold. So I'm going to soften a little bit more through the knees, allow the head to drop. And even allow the shoulders to relax. Feeling a pressing down through the feet or an energy coming down through the legs, I'm going to inhale, lift up through the waist. And place the palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're going to come right into the flow now. So stepping the left foot back. We're setting up for triangle pose. So that's setting up our heel to arch alignment. So again, front heel to the back inner arch of the foot. You may want to grab your block and have it very close by here. Take the height that feels good. Both legs are lengthened. Feel a pulling of the quads away from the knees. Taking the hand down, the right hand down, lifting the left arm up. Now your gaze can be either towards the top of the hand or the top hand. Maybe it's forward, or maybe the gaze is down towards the bottom hand. Drawing that shoulder back. Pressing through the outer part of the back foot. And also feel like you're dropping that right butt cheek down underneath you. Again, find the height that feels good. Now take the left hand down. You may want to replace the hand to the block, or maybe it's going to the floor. And you're going to lift the right elbow up as if you are, if you're in the middle of winter like I am, maybe like a snowblower. Or if you're lucky enough to be in the sun, maybe a lawnmower. Getting that all set. So just setting up that feeling through the waist for the twist. Replace the hands again. Inhale up. And exhale. Pull the lawnmower, maybe a fuller twist into that revolved triangle. If not, just stay with that elbow lifting up. Take the hand down, and we're going to lose the block for a sec. Come into a low lunge. Back knee up, back heel up. Place the left hand down. Inhale the right arm up. Top arm down on the breath out. Step the back foot in. Forward fold. Deeper bend in the knees. Inhale up to chair. So take a peek. Are the knees resting too far forward? Are they going way ahead of the toes? Or can you feel the hips kind of hinging back and you can see fully through the feet? Maybe you're a little higher in your chair. Drop the shoulders down. Again, on an exhale, take the hands to heart center. Shift your weight into the right foot, lifting the left knee up. And we're going to take another twist here. Remember that in your practice, whatever feels comfortable. So this might be enough for you, even just trying to find the balance. So if it's enough, stay here and work on that. Breathe into that. If you want the twist, right hand comes across, left hand opens up. And again, that long spine. Maybe a little smile because you did it. Bring it back slowly. Exhale. Stepping the left foot back nice and long, as if you're standing on two tight ropes or setting up for crescent lunge. Pull the rib cage back. Pull the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Downward dog or take your vinyasa. Inhale, take a look up between the hands, bend the knees. Now maybe it's a hop. We're a little further on in the practice. Forward fold. Stay with your breath in that fold. Soften the knees. Inhale up. Hands to heart center. This time stepping the right foot back. Heel to arch alignment. Triangle pose. Dropping that left butt cheek down underneath you. Grab your block if you need it for support. Exhale. Snowblower this time. And replace it. Maybe it's that full twist. Coming down to low lunge. Open the chest, left arm lifts up. Exhale, hands down. Step the back foot in. Bend a little deeper through that back leg. Step in. Another fold here. Deep bend through the knees. Inhale, chair. Send the weight into the left foot this time. Lifting up. Left hand comes across. Find your balance. And stepping back long for crescent. Take a moment to, again, take a little scan in the body. Where do you need to make those adjustments? Is that left hip pushing forward? Pull it back gently. Pull the ribs back. Strong in the waist for balance. Long in the back leg. Exhale. After your downward dog, come down to the knees. We're going to set up for a variation of camel pose. So you can tuck the toes under behind you. If you need some support for the knees, I like a thicker mat for my joints. So mine is a little thicker. There's a little bit more cushion, which is great, but sometimes we need a little bit more than that. Feel free to roll up your mat just like this. And you can get a little bit more cushion there. So again, that alignment is here with the hips over the knees, tucking the toes under. Feel it broadening again, just like that we worked on when we were leaning forward earlier. Open the chest. Take your right hand to the inside part of the right foot. Lift the left arm up. Again, draw that right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Keep in mind that we're bracing the belly here too to support the lower back. So it can be more upright. Maybe you can reach a little further back. And let it go. Take a seat for a moment just to take a break. Relax the shoulders. And we're back in. Coming back to the knees, tucking the toes. Lift through the belly, lift through the chest. Taking the left inner palm or fingers into the inner part of the left foot. Right arm up. Remember to breathe. It's easy to forget here. And let it go. Gently sit back. Roll the mat back out. Keep the knees together this time, or the thighs together for this variation of child's pose. Take the forehead down. Sweep the arms back. Palms are facing up. Shoulders are relaxing. And then inhale to come up. Take a seat. Actually, we're going to come into pigeon. So take a seat for a moment. You're going to bring the right leg forward first. So our setup, think right knee to right wrist. Left leg is back nice and long. I like to take a peek back to make sure that my leg isn't hanging out in an angle in the opposite direction or to the corner of my mat. I want to make sure that I am taking it straight back, and also that even the alignment of my heel towards my toes is also in a straight line. If you need a little support, take your block. Sometimes, so if you can see on this side, sometimes the hips are high. We're not able to come all the way down. That's when you can take your block. Very important. Sometimes we want our egos to take over, so we think that the props are for beginners, but the props are really helping us and can be utilized at any time in whatever position you're in, and whether you're a practitioner who's been practicing yoga for 20 years or more. Okay, the blocks and the props are our friends. So find the position that feels comfortable in your pigeon. We're going to take a little stretch. So I use my fingertips to lift up, inhale, and just take a little twist towards the right knee. And bring it back. Draw the left leg forward. Coming into head to knee pose. This is where the strap can come in nice and handy. So you may want to grab your strap. So my left leg is nice and long. My right knee is bent out to the side. I'm going to take the strap around my foot. And then again, lift and inhale. Open the chest. Lead the way. Come to as far down as feels good. Might be right here. Maybe further. Maybe you don't need the strap. Maybe you're lacing the fingers around the toe. There's a possibility that your hamstrings are very open, and you want to take a block to increase your stretch. Now, again, these are progressions, so you take what feels good for you. So a block might help you to deepen that stretch a little bit. And now ask yourself the big question again. Can you breathe during the pose? Because if you're holding it just to say, look at what I can do, okay, not worth it. So just see how it feels. And then let that stretch go. Bring that right foot across. So make sure that you can press down through the mound of the big toe. Lift up, take your right hand behind you, lift up the chest, inhale, lengthen the spine. And take a little twist here as well. Unwind. Good. Maybe take a little shake of the legs. Okay, we've done quite a bit of twisting and turning. So take the left leg forward now to set up for pigeon on this side. Right leg back long. Inhale. Find your position. Maybe take that twist. Just a little rotation. Bring it back. Right leg comes forward. Head to knee. Maybe try 2 to 3 breaths here. Bring it back. Left leg crosses over. Left hand back. Inhale. Maybe take a little bit of extra length by lifting the arm and taking your twist. For progression's sake, you can take the elbow to the outside and get a little deeper, looking right around the shoulder. You can see I'm softening in the hand, trying to soften in my gaze. And unwind. We'll finish off today with a little bound angle pose, a little supported bound angle by taking the blocks. I'm going to take the soles of my feet together. Take the blocks at this height. This works for me, under the knees. Okay, so keep that in mind. But you want to lay back. Now again, don't be discouraged if they can't get there. Take it a little higher if that's what it needs. I'm just going to walk my shoulder blades down. Palms facing up. And again, soften through my face. A nice time in your practice to consider all the benefits that you've given yourself. Yes, we focused on digestion today, but we've moved. I've broken a little sweat. It feels good. Increased a little circulation throughout the body. Cleared the mind, all the wonderful things that yoga provides. So feel free to hang out here for a little while. If you're finished for the day and need to move on, then take this great feeling with you. Namaste.